Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fabric Executive Insights. I'm your host, Patrick LeBlanc, and today we get to talk about one of my most favorite topics, databases. All right. But before we get started, I have two great panelists with me here to talk about databases. And so why don't you tell people who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Shood. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at a company called Origence. Our focus is helping credit unions do their lending. If you've ever gone to an automotive dealership, went to purchase a car, and they said, "Hey, we can get you a loan with this great credit union," 80% chance you went through our platform to do that. About half of all used auto loans in the country run through our platform. We serve over 1,100 credit unions in the United States. We are an anti-money laundering compliance platform for the gaming industry. So we help casinos, sports books, online fantasy operators, etc., analyze their data for suspicious and potentially criminal activity, then assist them with maintaining compliance with AML regulations.
All right. So databases and data. A lot of times we keep our data tight. We don't share it outside of our organizations, but you all share data across platforms. Right?
We do. And that has honestly been a really big business shift for us for the past couple of years. Absolutely was our business model in the past in our SaaS products, we're providing these financial institutions hold on as tight as we could. But the truth is we're in an AI arms race, just like all of our customers right this minute.
Yeah.
And our strategy has really become, how do we empower our customers to use our AI and tools, to use third-party AI and tools, and then to be able to build it to themselves. And that's a big part of what we're doing with Fabric today.
Wow. That's amazing. And so structured databases, we're giving people access to them, but you guys are taking a different approach because you're using Cosmos. Using Cosmos DB mirroring in Fabric. So what were some of the questions you simply couldn't answer from your operational data?
Definitely. So as we started scaling up, operationally it became very difficult to run the platform.
Yeah.
Especially when we hit greater than 50 million transactions a day flowing into the platform. We'd get stuck with questions like 10 million transactions just showed up in our asynchronous ingestion process. And we'd have to wait for it to get all the way through the entire enrichment and ingestion system before we'd be able to tell where they came from.
Yeah.
So we needed, more transparency in our ingestion system to be able to effectively operate the platform.
But Mike, how did Fabric help to increase that operational transparency without adding risks to the operational overhead?
Definitely. So with Fabric, we were able to use Cosmos DB mirroring to essentially, click a couple buttons and transfer our data to Fabric in near real time between Cosmos and Fabric. So we were able to implement data visualizations in near real time on the ingestion process before it actually got into all of our enrichment and normalization process, giving us insight into what came in kind of at the front door in near real time.
And so switch over to you, Jeff. So Jeff, when you talked about sharing data, we talked about that's a big thing for you, but when sharing data with banks and credit unions, that's a big deal. These are, this data has to be really sensitive. And so how do you give your customers self-service access without losing the governance control?
Yeah, if you're not in the banking industry, you'd probably be surprised how much of our entire financial ecosystem still runs on CSV files and FTP transfers. Chances are, if you've used any peer-to-peer payment system, you've done an ACH or anything like that in the past couple of days, it was settled by literally putting an FTP site with a CSV file with what that transaction was going to be. That is literally the core of today's banking system, unfortunately, in several ways. So to be honest, the bar was pretty low when we were starting, right?
Yeah.
Setting those things up takes a ton of time up front to agree on a schema, create the ETLs and set all that up. FTP is totally brittle no matter what you're going to do with it. There's always problems with our customers managing that. And most financial institutions are managing thousands of these things. So by getting all of our data into Fabric and then being able to use the lake-to-lake sharing capability, there were a couple things that made our customers really comfortable with it. I mean, first, it's just staying inside the Microsoft ecosystem. The way Fabric works with its shortcuts, we're not actually transferring the data. It's just like a OneDrive link. We're just letting them peek in and get access to only their data.
Yep.
It's covered by all of our same, governance and security processes we have today, like Microsoft Purview, where we've tagged the sensitivity level of all of the data.
Yeah.
The customers get access to that and know what they're getting and know how it's being transferred. So for our customers at this point, it's really been a no-brainer. It's a more secure, absolutely instant solution compared to the very brittle ETL processes that we've been doing for decades.
Yeah, but
Hasn't changed.
now, I mean, I have almost near real-time access to my data. And I'm just thinking about this. I have almost near real-time access to my data. So what changes downstream for analytics and decision making?
Everything. I mean, some things, obviously, the basic analytics and the dashboards, like getting it a couple hours faster really isn't changing the world. Where it really is enabling our customers to build their own AI agents and their own tools, as well as integrate with third-party tools that they're bringing in. Most financial institutions, especially our community credit unions we work with, do not have the $2 billion AI budget that Chase is spending this year as a whole, as an organization. So they're looking for easy ways to use the Microsoft ecosystem and to use, data agents and Copilot and those types of things that they already have access to in the platform, or work with third parties that specialize in our space that they can easily do another lake-to-lake share and pass that data along where it needs to be.
Yeah. So Mike, speaking of AI, how important for you all was it to have analytics and AI workloads living next to your operational data?
It's been vitally important for us to be able to iterate quickly on our data science algorithms. Also, reporting and operational monitoring capabilities of the platform. Being able to quickly identify when a customer sending malformed data into our platform unexpectedly. We can now catch that in seconds rather than waiting for an hours long process to complete.
Yeah. And so if you had to think about this, what's one hard lesson you pass to anyone dealing with this massive amount of operational data?
Probably the biggest lesson I'd say is noise amplifies faster than insight. So if you don't have a good strategy, good data model in place, then you're going to make a much larger mess at a much faster rate as data volume increases. So it's imperative that you put good thought into that early in the process, so you're not struggling to catch up later.
Yeah. So what's next?
We've got a lot of things. So now that we've got our data all in place, now we've got our SaaS data on our customers matched with our internal data. So we're getting the opportunity to have much better insights on the macro and microeconomic factors that are happening in our business and how that aligns with all of our internal data. Now we've got a stable platform to start building AI agents for our own internal use. And most importantly, empowering our customers to build their own AI agents and to build on top of their data. So the way things are going, it's only going to move faster, and we're only going to see more and more in the coming months. I'll tell you.
You want to be right there next time, right? And so what about you? What about you, Mike? What's next?
We're really looking at how we can kind of blur the lines between our operational and analytical systems so that we can reverse ETL data. That's the theme that the Cosmos team has talked about a little bit, where rather than operational system receiving the data, transferring it to the analytical system, you instead leverage the ETL tools inside of Fabric to clean and normalize your data and put pristine data into the operational system rather than going in the other direction.
Wow. All right. Well, Jeff and Mike, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us here at FabCon. I know you guys are super, super busy, and thank you all for watching.
What a conversation. Everything you've been watching here was captured live at FabCon and SQLCon in Atlanta, from the interviews to the demos to the community insights that make these events so special. If you're into Microsoft Fabric, SQL, and the future of data, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And speaking of next, we're taking this show to Barcelona. FabCon and SQLCon Barcelona are happening this September 2026, and it's going to be packed with big announcements, deep technical sessions, and one amazing global data community. Hit the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to register and use code FABTV to save €200 off your ticket. As always, thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and we'll see you in the next one.